Folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more World Tanks. So as you can see, this is Doug999 in his ELC, and he's got a beautiful camo job on that thing. Of course, has it set up with Binox and Camo Net. Now, before we actually get into the game, please, if you guys want to keep in touch with me, keep seeing the awesome videos that I post, that kind of thing. Links to my Facebook and Twitter are in the description below. Also, Duckster is on there if you guys are into that. If you guys want to support the channel directly, links to my Patreon account are in the description below. That is the best way to support the channel directly. And if I get enough support via Patreon, I can take the ads off the channel, which is one of the things I really want to do. Ooh, let's get this mini-map going as we seem to be getting into the gameplay. So, Doug is stopping here to scout, or possibly to take shots. Now, as he is the only scout in the game, he really does need to be scouting right now. He's finally getting down this road. If you rush down this road immediately as a scout, which is what you should be doing when you are the light tank of the group, there's actually a bush right around, right around here that you can get to, that you can light all the beeline and this side of the map. Now, Doug isn't really concerned with that. He's actually letting a Panzer 3-4 scout for him. I think this is a little bit of a mistake. Now, first off, we have to understand that Doug only has 2,000 games under his belt, so he may not be as well versed in this game as a lot of us are who watch the channel, and definitely who send me in replays. So it's a mistake, but it's a correctable mistake, and it's not a horrible one. Like, see, I'm gonna pause it for a sec here. Our T-25 just died right here. That is a dumb mistake. That is like, how many games did, 4K games on our T-25 who died right here for no apparent reason. Because, what was he, trying to kill the artillery or something? Like, there's no reason to be that far past, through, the enemy line. Now he's going to take a pot shot at the T-25. I think this is another mistake, unfortunately. I personally would have shot the KV-2. Much bigger target, easier to hit from long range. You had the side of it. Most likely you're just going to go straight through that thing. Also, it's a much more dangerous tank than the T-25. Beautiful shot by Artie, followed up by a shot from the A-43. Takes out the T-67, which is a dangerous little tank in the right hands. Now, friendlies are capturing the base. Kind of. They're undecided as to whether they want to capture or just try and hold the church. And by the looks of it, there hasn't been a single enemy tank on the ice road. Wow. On the road of death. Ooh, but that is a Panzer Soufflé sitting in the open, about to get himself murdered. So, yeah. So that bush that Doug is currently behind, you can actually run up to this and use it to escape from, or you can escape from another bush just slightly further back. Ooh. Ooh. That shot actually would have missed the Chaffee, except the shot from the Stug took out the Chaffee's tracks, and sadly, Doug's shot didn't actually penetrate. Ooh, that shot probably missed as well, as it went a little bit low. There we go. Now we got a side shot on the KV-2, who's just going to walk away from us, and we're going to teach him why you should never... Okay, we're going to try that again, because apparently he's still out in the open free. Doug? You are destined not to shoot that KV-2 right now. Okay, let's see if we can get a beautiful shot on the KV-85. Almost missed, but thankfully, just enough of a lead to clip the back end of the KV-85. I would have liked to see just a little bit more lead on that, but it didn't matter because the shot penetrated, and that's really what matters. Beautiful shot, just as he would have reached the edge of his gun arc. Now he's going to put another shell in, because this KV-85 is just going to sit out in the open. Why not kill him, right? Okay, KV-85 is dead. The KV-2 is still alive. KV-2 is like... Oh, wow, I don't know. I don't know what to say, that KV-2. Anyway, so we're going to go ambush a Stug. Now, an ELC is a great thing to ambush a Stug with. Stug fire, that means we got about 5 or 6 seconds to get in on him and hit him. Or, we can sit in the open and kill him. I would have preferred to see Doug just power on through after he fired the shot and take advantage of that. But he decided he wanted to poke out and aim and fire, which is a fine strategy as well. Unfortunately, with Stug's fast reload, it did get him shot once. But that's okay, the Stug still ended up dead, and that's really all that matters in the end. So now he's going to go ambush a Churchill 3. And this poor guy is looking the wrong way and has no chance. And, ooh, stopping to aim. Okay. So this is a strategy you can use in the ELC if you want to. It's one of my least preferred strategies with the ELC is to stop and aim shots. Really? Ooh, no. Wow. Okay then. So, I'm going to pause this for a sec. So things with like the Churchill, it was side on to you. He could have turned his turret and fired, sure, probably. But with the ELC, generally, if you don't have stealth, if they know you're coming, you want to get as close as possible, as fast as possible. So what I would have liked to have seen with the Churchill is him run up to it and like face hug it kind of thing, and then fire into its side, shotgun style, straight in. Basically, you want your gun inside the enemy tank before you fire, if you don't have the stealth to stop and aim. Now, it worked out really well because the enemy, artillery damaged the Churchill just before Doug's shot went into it, so he ended up killing it, and it was a beautiful kill. But with the M44, that didn't happen because Doug hesitated. He stopped, he backed up, and the M44 fired out of panic, which made sure Doug got really lucky, and he can now kill this guy. But if the M44 didn't panic, this could have gone totally differently. So next time you're in this situation, you want, and you 9% certain the artillery's here, you're in a fast tank like the ELC, buzz past. 9% of the time, they will not hit you with a shotgun, as you know, they try and hit you as you come around the corner kind of thing. Most of the time they won't hit you, as long as you keep this line, and then you circle in behind them. And especially with the ELC that doesn't have a turret really, you can just hug your front end into this side end, fire straight through them, and they will have no chance. Kind of like that, except even better. The other great thing is if you do that, you can use the M37. Okay, sorry, back that up. You can actually use the M44 against the M37 by putting him in the way. So if you run up super close to an enemy tank and you make sure you line up, you put his other friendly tank between you two, you can kill the friendly tank while the enemy tank can't fire at you. It's hilarious, and it will work every time. Wow, that shot was a little bit close. Where did that hit? That hit just behind him, of course, with the flat fire rate, flat fire arc of the SU-122A. That probably just barely cleared his head. The commander had been standing up and probably would have taken his head off. But now we're in a little... I wouldn't say we're in trouble. We know exactly where both enemies are, and that KV-2 is still alive. That's a problem. Because the KV-2 can definitely one-shot us. The KV-2 can one-shot most of our team right now. Oh, KV-2's still on most of his health. And hey, that's the T-25 we started shooting at in the beginning. Now, he's in a much better shot to be killed much better spot to be killed right now. And the KV-2's on the other side of the church. He's not going to be able to react very fast. Now, I don't know if Doug is purposely trying to stay in the cap to prevent the enemies from capping, or this is just where he thinks the best spot is. Either way, it's not that great of a decision. The reason... Oop, I'll pause it here for a sec. The reason is this. So the KV2 knew exactly where Doug is because Doug is staying close to the T-25. It allows the KV2 to sneak around behind, and this could potentially be a death. It's very avoidable, especially a tank as fast as the ELC. If you poke up, take a shot, and then you dart down like so. For this particular, we're gonna phrase right here. So if he poked up, took a shot, the T-25 was looking this way, he could have then hit the gas, used the hill to accelerate, and been out of there. And then chosen where he wanted to come back in from. And this would have kept the KV2 over here, because he wouldn't have had a shot, he wouldn't have been able to sneak up behind. And if he did try it, well, the ELC could have popped out from here or here, and taken a side shot into the KV2 before he could react again. So, with a tank like the ELC, you want to use its speed as much as possible. You want to use the fact that it's so tiny that people will have a hard time hitting you unless they were stopping and aiming at you. And of course, if you're not moving, it makes you a much easier target. Or if you're moving slowly backwards. So, just the fact that he stayed so close to a T-25 is going to be a serious problem. The KV2 missed him. The KV2 missed him because he took a snapshot. If the KV2 had stopped and aimed that shot, our hero would be dead. Now, our hero is making another unfortunate classic mistake. Just like before, he is backing up. That's because he's scared of the KV2, which he has every right to be scared of. But the KV2 is so tall, you can actually fit the ELC in alongside or behind it, and the KV2 will not have the gun depression to be able to shoot you. I love doing this kind of thing to a Tiger tank, which will nowhere near have the gun depression to be able to shoot you. I once took apart a Tiger tank with a friend of mine and another ELC. It took us... if it took us 30 seconds to kill him, I'll be surprised. Maybe 40 seconds with the reload. Not much more than that. And he did like one shot to us, so about 200 damage in that whole fight. Where we dismantled him. Beautiful! That is what I wanted to see. That was a perfect shot. He rolled up really close to the KV2. KV2 couldn't do anything about it. Stuck his gun right inside the KV2's track and fired. Even if that shot had only been eaten by the KV2's tracks, he still would have had time to back up, reload another shot, and finish off the KV2 before he could reload. 1600 experience without premium, without a daily double. That was a masterful game. Obviously, he got his ace tanker for that game, which he richly deserved. High caliber. In an ELC or any kind of scout tank, that is difficult to achieve. Fire for effect, duelist for killing things that damaged him, and of course the fighter because he was just shy of that top gun, which was kind of unfortunate. Wow. Didn't get much spine damage in, which I'm kind of sad for. Because he definitely could have made a little bit more money if he didn't done some scouting in the start. But other than that, it was a masterful game. 2,000 damage done in ELC, one shot at a time, each shot doing about 200 damage. That's a whole lot of penetrating shots he actually got in. Helped, of course, by the Stug, who backed him up most of that game. Oops, that was the wrong button. 17 shots fired, 13 of them went in, some of them obviously not 200 damage rolls. Those have been the kills he finished off for like 60 damage or whatever. Bunch of enemies spotted, but yeah, 17 spotting damage. So I didn't do a whole lot of scouting, which I definitely would have preferred to see a little bit more of, but this was an amazing game nonetheless. 20k earned. Non-premium and a non-premium tank, that is awesome. And that's the kind of money you can make in an ELC. With a premium account, he would have earned 33 grand. When I was really trying to make money in my account and I didn't have any premium tanks, this was the tank I rolled out in most often. Because you can make so much money in this thing so quickly, so easily. Thank you very much, Doug, for watching. Thank you for sending in this amazing replay. And have a great night, folks. This ioEther out. Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more world tanks. Side scraping. How to counter player who's side scraping. So the E100 is trying to side scrape. And you can see, let's see where, Ronick is actually firing at the engine deck of the enemy tank. And, well, that makes sense, because Ronick's gun is actually higher up than the enemy tank's engine deck, so he can aim down. And if he concentrates right, and if he, T-57, really? How did you miss that shot on the T-57? Really? That was like a free shot. So the enemy E100 is getting really pissed that Ronick can somehow penetrate him without being, without exposing enough of his tank so that so this guy can kill Ronick. So Ronick's, again, gonna shoot for the engine deck.